Is that true, Frenchie?
Hello.
I'll send you
How much?
1k. You better help me out.
1k, you get one more tier.
Well, I mean, I'm the lowest tier, so that's an indefinite growth.
No, you will be scum tier like Leroy if you send 1k. Instead of being cauldron of pederasty.
Oh no.
I thought you meant like one tier up in your tier, you know? Like,
Yeah.
instead of being the lowest, I will become the second lowest.
No, you will become fourth lowest.
Oh, interesting.
Stonks.
How about adding extra lowest tiers so Slay can go up without actually going up? Just add another one tier lower.
Shut up!
That would be a
I don't
scam.
want to be scammed.
That would be a scam. I'll be right back.
Distinct is now playing European Results 4. Well, he's coming.
Yeah, Kimmy will hot join like always. He's here though.
Okay.
We're still missing Inca, Vijayanagar, Firen.
Brittany, Provence. I mean, Firen is a voice.
Yeah.
Pressure sub.
Fiji Sub is in lobby. Aita is in lobby. Creepy Kaiser is observing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the Lithuania player way back.
Yeah, he
Go
did duo
Nick!
with.
I asked him about subbing, but he didn't want to sub. He wanted to co-stream with Bisantic.
Yes.
Apparently.
Krilios, you don't care about Provence and Brittany, right?
No, I forgot them in the tier list.
Wow.
There's
Imagine
one
giving
up front,
yourself-
but I forgot.
Imagine giving yourself money for forgetting fucking nations. You
I forgot
idiot.
3, actually. I forgot Brittany, Provence, and Aita. Yeah.
Are you
I
tired?
declared
Oh, damn.
this game. I will declare on Leroy.
No, you won't.
Oh
On
yes, I
Leroy.
will.
Shut up and tell me where you are going to expand.
I'll help you.
That looks pretty obvious, isn't it?
Is it Fiji?
It's you.
No, it's Hanover.
Why do you want me to attack PJ?
Easy money.
Easy money.
Easy
No,
money.
I'll just stick to you, man.
Nah, I'm just joking with you, man. Or am I?
Joking,
Uh-huh.
sure.
Or are you?
Shut up.
I mean, I can never officially ally Fiji anyway, so...
It's just a prank, bro.
It was
Just
just
a prank. Why you have to be mad?
Because I don't believe the mods will save edit the relations,
No.
which is kind of
No,
sad.
Moss bad.
Yes.
No,
Look,
Yes.
I
you want-
wonder.
Also
I wonder
gay.
what.
Yeah.
Wonder what Spielberg thinks of this beautiful Irad. He fought so hard to get. Is now
Nah,
Yeah. And then
Yes.
left because he had a
Byron.
hard war.
Byron,
yes.
he could have played. He literally was talking to me. And when I said I wouldn't support him, he suddenly said, oh wait, I can play. Bye.
I have combed back.
He was playing League of
It's,
Legends.
it's just like Newhack. Oh no, I'm the second strongest power in the game. I'm being attacked, and I will still probably be strong afterwards. I'm probably better leave the game now.
I'm being
I mean,
compressed.
Like, seriously.
No, but last
God damn
session
it,
it was
Newhack.
Monkey. Monkey Man was playing last session.
This is why Nuhak is
Dying.
Cauldron of Pederasty
No.
tier.
I'm a Sorcerer King is out.
Whatever,
saying,
dude.
If you give me 1k to get your tier up, I will write a paragraph of praise about you and update the description.
Whoa, Date is strong now.
That's true.
Frenchie, if you give me one province, I shall give you all of my economy.
Wait, Felix, you're playing? What? What? Okay.
Remember, if you kill me, your mom's a hoe. So
I,
don't.
Is-
I would like to give you one province, Felix, just so you can keep living, but I don't think.
Wait,
you can
where
afford
is your capital?
It's in Africa.
Yeah, I shouldn't it have like the little crown above the cities or?
It's time for Africa.
Yes, 2 provinces in Africa, all, all
Felix,
surrounded
if
by
I
the
give you a
Dutch.
province, will you be able to core it?
I mean,
No.
if it's
You
it's
can-
if
But he
it's
still
one of
has
my
cores.
cores, it
Yeah,
should
you
be
still
like-
have cores probably.
Ah, that is true. I'll try to do that, but the problem is, Brittany.
Brittany is
By
bad.
the
Yeah,
way,
but,
is he even gonna show up this session?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Gentlemen.
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 Yeah. Stay awesome.
So we are missing both Thunder and Jar Jar.
Yeah, I just pinged them.
Jar Jar Binks.
Okay.
Thunder is still
RJ just
very
responded
depressed
with pepper
because
hands,
the
so that's
world economy went down the toilet.
Asia is looking really empty.
And Leroy is very German, so maybe.
Leroy is here though.
Yeah, he's German.
Yeah, you
Yes.
can have trust him. So
It's-
we're only missing Iberia, right? And Kimi is then and gonna hot
I
join.
mean, give me Jar.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot joining name avatar.
Well, let's see.
Now,
Wasn't there a player on 13 colonies?
Yes, actually, Josip or just
Look,
Now-
there's Jar.
Maybe because Mid quit, he quit as well because they're
yeah, they were friends. I think.
friends.
now, do tell me, has Leroy realized his duty? His holy duty to form Germany?
Well, he's kind
Yeah, there was a guy who was like, when is Hanover going to form Germany?
Yeah, that's
You only need Berlin, right? Or and Hamburg?
I need Hamburg and Lübeck as well.
Oh,
But
easy.
doing-
That's all from one country. Just
Yeah,
take out
just
Prussia.
attack Prussia.
Don't you need Lorraine too?
No, he
Lorraine or
only needs
Alsace.
from Prussia.
You need
Because I
either
do it-
Königsberg or Alsace, but I have Alsace for now.
Yeah, just take Königsberg.
Yeah, it's also from Prussia. Just annex Prussia and you're golden.
Yes.
It's your sacred duty.
Thunder is offline.
I mean, he was late last week as well, so.
It is the sacred
Yeah, I
duty of
think
the
we
German
don't have to
people.
wait for Thunder.
Well, Thunder was in the war, but you know.
Can we ready up?
We're missing Ethiopia.
He's
Yeah,
gonna hot
no.
join.
Yeah,
hot join.
he's hot join.
He can't join properly without these things for some reason. But if he hot joins, that's not an issue.
Okay.
So it's the workaround we use.
Magic.
Felix, you want to
It's
sub
happy.
for Thunder?
Leroy,
Fuck.
Actually,
can I start?
no, I
Yeah.
don't think
It's so
Provence
Also,
has
Felix,
a course.
was it a joke that we have D&D or not?
Wait,
That was a joke.
is Ethiopia gone?
He's gonna
No.
hot join.
Oh,
You
He
guys
always
sure-
hot joins because
guys sure
for
played a
some
lot of
reason he
Joke
couldn't
Thunder.
join, and it meant we were stuck in the box.
Is somebody on Britain?
Yes.
I
Wait, you don't know?
Gimli.
What?
He's from Britain.
I don't believe it. We're allied, Gimli.
Oh,
For now.
no.
Oh,
I actually allied the Frenchie.
Yes, and we're
Yes.
in war together.
You have fought
Oh,
every single
no.
war he's in.
That's not true. We fought several wars against each other.
Alright,
But-
Borky, you know what to do.
All that's
Holy
gonna
shit, I
change
have
now.
6,000 men. That's a lot.
okay.
Frenchie.
I'm win.
That's me. I'm Frenchy.
Yes, can you tell me why my...
Okay. And somehow I made it this week. Thanks to the developments going on in the world. I get to stay with my PC.
Hello, Byzantic.
Hi, actually, you know what? I'm going to try to make you a bit louder, but give me a sec. I need to Kimi to load in. I'm going to make the game a bit quieter and then you a bit louder because I think you were a bit too quiet last time.
Yeah.
Can I actually like boost you through Discord?
When you right
Let me see. Would be the. Oh yeah, I actually can just boost you. Okay, say something.
Hello. Test. 1, 2, 3.
I think it. Okay, I think it might be just better. I didn't know you can go over 100% on Discord.
So,
Yeah. Things are going to be happening once Kimi loads in.
Yep. Let's see which wars continue and which not.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I heard the Mughal war is not going to last long. Mughal versus Ottomans. I think they got a deal of some sort. Because otherwise, Ottomans will just destroy Mughals after they lose to Ruthenia.
Yeah, I would have thought that he would peace out Ruthenia and then just focus on Mughals.
Yeah, we'll see. The Aussie guy is a good player, I think. He's from another group usually. I think maybe he was even not playing that much lately, but he has a lot of experience playing in better
Right.
groups than this one.
Nuhak is not here.
Yeah, he's Gonzo. Damn, it's taking a long time. TikTok. So, just to make sure, we have the Ruthenia War, the Mughals War, and the war in Central Europe, and that's it, right?
Yes.
So here's the quiz question. On whose side is Date fighting on?
Let's take a look.
French.
Ah, of course, the 15,000 Date
Okay.
troops who were bravely slaughtered in southern Germany last time.
Yeah, oh, I remember the Breisgau Forest of Braves. Both the Date Samurais and someone else came up and just died there. I don't remember who was the second group.
Was it like? Was it a colony?
Yeah, like something like this.
Yeah, something like this.
Actually, they boosted data quite a bit during the break because it was like broken in some way, like AI wasn't working properly.
Yeah.
For data, so they added a bunch of promises to it and fixed it quite nicely.
That's nice.
I can actually check it out now, since we're still paused anyway. They don't have any troops in Europe, unfortunately.
They had the 15,000 dead, and the pause is over.
The Germans are fighting bravely, but I'm afraid well,
Oh, that's a lot of mercenaries.
that's true. And they are still winning despite the Hungarians bringing in a lot of troops.
Yeah,
They might be
the
bringing
Hungarians
in a
still
bit.
have 100,000 men in reserve.
I think the Germans might be able to take this.
The quality of their troops is very similar.
Yeah,
Same
and
morale, and just one discipline more for Hungary.
yeah, but the Germans have the terrain advantage, which is pretty nice for them.
Yes, of course.
Also, the German general is much better.
And Hannover also has the fire damage received minus 10%. The IDS.
Yeah, that's actually there's 3 pip better for general for Germany, so that's a lot. It's that's what allows them to win this battle.
Yes. And
Provence
they
is
actually did it.
retreating. Yeah, and now they can just. Actually, there's a lot of French and British troops. The British troops are trash, but still, that's a lot of men to fight.
Yes. Can he save the fort in Cologne?
I wonder if he's going to even try. Let's see. For now, he's just going forward. Let me take a quick look at the... Yeah, the Mughals peaced out with Ottomans. I think they had some deal about trade and culture. Oh, and Ruthenia also peaced out.
Yes.
He took Crimea and that's mostly it.
Yes. Everything north of the Black Sea.
Yeah, which is kind of sucks for the trade for Ottomans, because that's from where they were bringing some of their cash to Constantinople, but it's not hurting them, their defense.
So now we only have the German-French war.
Yep. Germans still have 600k manpower, and when it comes to money, they only have 40 more loans more, so that's not really that much. But maybe they can take more if they cancel their trade deal with the Netherlands. France has 73k manpower, Great Britain has 45, and Hungary has 800. This might last quite a bit.
He's engaging the French.
The French took a worse general, especially in the fire, which is kind of important now, even in shock as well. The French are not reinforcing, they are running around.
They have the terrain disadvantage.
Yeah, the French do have the much higher morale, but now the British are coming onto the front line, which might be not perfect, honestly.
Damn, Hanover has so many more reinforcements ready.
Yeah, it looks like the Germans easily win this.
Yes.
But the Hungarians are back already. Actually, Hanover could still recruit 20k more mercenaries if only he wanted. He's already 60 over force limit, but still he has a possibility.
Let's see what he does now. The last few times he split his army and then lost some battles. And
yeah, he was losing some battles he really shouldn't in France.
yes.
Wait, is he allied to... Oh, he's allied to Brittany, who's not in war, so... Brittany could... And Brittany has no truce with France anymore.
Oh.
So there is a possibility of an Iberian intervention.
So we decided to clean up the Swiss.
Actually,
forts first.
Spain might be forming in 2 months.
Oh.
He's 50% Castilian already, and he's missing only 2 Diplo points right now. And it will be a nice boost because his Breton ideas are not useful at all for what he's doing.
And the Spanish are really strong.
Yep.
With the artillery bonus and the morale.
What are the H powers right now? Oh, did France take the France didn't take the French Musketeer power yet, so they do not get the plus 20% land fire damage, which would be pretty nice.
That could turn the tide. But
Germany
the
has
Hungarians are still advancing on the eastern front.
Yeah, I think they just took a fort.
Yes.
There are a lot of decent forts in Germany. Like there's one in Frankfurt that's on farmlands, everything else is on hills and forests. And Hungarians and French actually, they could attack one fort in Breisgau if they only wanted, but they are kind of going in different directions. I'm surprised that Hungarians ended up losing this battle. I thought they had easily be able to win this with their numbers advantage. Looks like they're going
The
to...
French in Cologne.
Yeah, and also Hungary is trying to push
Hungary is
in mines.
Yes.
And yep, Brittany is going to war versus France.
Another front for France.
Looks like they're trying to take occupy Hanover while France is taking Cologne.
Hanover disengaged from the battle in the south.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like Hanover is just giving up this battle and going after French, which will be a much easier victory. Why didn't Brittany form? Oh, because he doesn't have... He needs 2 provinces from Provence to form Spain. But he's just invading France as is. If France is forced out of this war, then a fight between Hanover and Hungary could be very interesting.
And we have another battle in Cologne.
Oh, reinforcement stack for Hanover is getting caught by Hungarians. That's bad.
Yes. The Hungarians have broken through the center.
Yeah, they took Frankfurt, which was only level 2 fort. Most of them are level 4. That's bad because 200k of the Western Alliance troops is not very difficult for the Hanoverians to fight, but combined with Hungarians it might be way too much. And they are retreating south.
Again, the reinforcement stack.
Their artillery stack is retreating south, which is very bad. They're getting cut off. They did win versus France. Yeah, but he's going with all of his army. Might be not necessarily most efficient.
Into the forest. -2 on the dice roll.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's bad.
And his troops in the south are also catched by the Hungarians.
Actually, they might win one battle versus the Hungarians because Hungarians don't even have a leader.
And only infantry. Yeah, they won that.
It's getting very scrappy, but there's still 100k Hungarians in the back. And French are coming to re-engage. They have very low morale, but that's enough to help a bit versus 10k Germans.
But the French won't be able to help the Hungarians because of the fort in Cologne.
But yeah, but it's still not taken. Meanwhile, Bretons are taking the most important mountain fort in France right now. Just 70k in the south who are just standing there. And looks like all of the Hanoverian troops are retreating to the south.
But that's kind of good. He has his whole army now in...
Yeah, well, I suppose, but he has more forts in the north.
That's true.
Well, he's being cut in two either way, so that's not perfect anyways. He's trying to snipe infantry stack. Hungary was fast enough to put their best leader on there, and now they are reinforcing. There are still many more Hanoverians to fight.
Netherlands is at war.
I think they're part of this war, but just... Oh, actually, Hungary is one tech level ahead of Hanover.
Yes,
and it's very important when they get plus military tactics and a new infantry unit.
Oh yes.
Hungary must have really pushed for this because they're ahead of everyone else.
45,000 Hanoverian troops were just stack wiped.
Oh damn.
In Würzburg. Now 20,000 more.
Yep.
He basically lost his whole army.
Yeah, they couldn't
Well,
didn't have
yes.
enough depth to retreat.
90,000, no, more than that.
Yeah, they're getting caught without the leader. And another stack wipe. Britain is really not hurrying with all those sieges. He's took like 3 forts, but he wasn't barraging or doing stuff like this.
Yes, and also they are linking their armies now up.
Oh yeah, the Hanoverians are retreating towards the Bretons. But with 120k, that's nowhere close what they need to fight the Hungarians. Oh, the Hungarians are actually at war with the... Is someone unconditional? Oh, the Incas player disconnected?
RIP.
He's not at war, so maybe just a lost connection or something. Bretons are recruiting far more troops. Yeah, looks like Britain is going just to help Hanover retake some of their lands, which might be the way to go, since Hungary is fighting both of them. With additional 100k from Britain, it might be enough.
And they are engaging.
Yeah, but they're in a difficult position because they cannot reinforce almost at all, both Brittany and Hanover.
Yeah.
They have to fight with what they got. Hanover is engaging while Britain is going on a hunt for reinforcement stacks.
And he catches them.
Yeah,
How many?
will he catch the whole 100k? No.
Not the whole.
No.
Only
20. Only 30, but that might be actually pretty decent because he might just kick them fairly quickly with no leader.
Yes.
He even stack wipes them and then goes on to engage another one. And Hanover still has 30k almost in reserve. The Hungarians still don't have a very nice leader. They are suffering very much for it.
And Brittany also gets the defensive bonus in the south.
Oh, very nice. And another stack
Another
wipe.
stack wipe.
The main battle is still kinda close, honestly.
Yeah.
There are some British troops showing up on the front lines, which is... Oh, there's something bad going on with the Hanoverian line. The Britons are reinforcing in the... But there's 60 more Hungarians coming.
Will they be fast enough? Yes. Fast march.
Yeah. But they don't have artillery anymore.
Brittany.
Although, yeah, although there's only artillery for the Germans and Brittany. And the 30k is not going to be fast enough. I don't think. Oh, just one day.
Oh.
Unfortunate. And now they're going to suffer a lot, with no leader as well. This was very close, but
yes.
I guess even if they won, it would just take a lot more time to even retake a few forts. And France is already occupying all of the northern Hanover.
Yep.
It's not looking that great, honestly. Oh, Britain is offering quite peace to France.
Variants are close to bankruptcy.
Yeah, I don't think they took all the loans they could have, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, they only have 16 loans. So they will be fine after they peace out.
A last effort. from Hanover.
Yeah. They are still not fighting on the Mountain Fort, unfortunately. Oh, Brittany unconditional surrender to France.
Oh,
Okay. I'm not sure if that was the way to go, honestly. He maybe should have waited if Hungary actually goes and pushes into Iberia.
yeah.
Because he won versus France alone last time, even with British help.
Now he also would have had the forts in the border region.
Yeah. I wonder what is France going to retake? Brittany or Catalonia? Maybe something in Italy. Because by the way, I'm not sure if you know, but there's a PayPal player in Africa.
Yeah, I saw on the list.
He has 2 provinces there, but yeah, he's back.
Absolute mad lad. The Pope of Bagoe.
Yeah. Isn't he like the only Catholic in the world right now? Yep. And his provinces are not even Catholic, honestly, despite the fact that there are some Catholic provinces in Africa. Just not the ones that he actually has. That's a long piece. Ruthenia is at war. Oh, looks like someone released what happened in the Caucasus? There's like 1 province left for Ottomans, and I'm not sure why the Gazi Kumuk nation is released. I thought it was all the vassal of Ruthenia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so France took back a bit of both, a bit of Brittany and a bit of Catalonia, including Barcelona, which means Brittany cannot form Spain without defeating both Provence and France.
Yeah, the cock block.
And now Hanover is unconditionally surrendering. I'm thinking most of the lands now will go to Hungary because only France benefited from taking the Breton lands. They are taking their sweet time of it.
Yep.
Oh, meanwhile, Iceland is trying to do some low-key invasion of Mexico. The Dutch player has not yet intervened.
He attacked the colony.
Yep. And meanwhile, is the Netherlands invade? Yeah, Netherlands are fighting in Africa. They're invading Songhai, but actually it's more like Songhai is invading them.
Yep.
They haven't lost 2 battles already.
The Dutch not doing so hot.
Yeah, it's not the first time they have a bit of a struggle in Africa. They do not actually need this land because it's not that great. Actually, the Songhai is quite nice. Gao has 30 development.
Oh.
Okay, so what actually happened here? Hungary took the Moten Fort and France took like
3 provinces.
3 provinces.
2 forts.
Yeah, Alsace is staying with the Germans. Oh, and Iceland is already pissed out with Mexico, and I think he took his course? Maybe?
I don't think he lost a lot of provinces there last time.
I'm not sure what happened here.
How long is the truce?
Yeah, maybe it was just small because it's only 6 years. Okay, so it's peace again. Like always, the what looked to be a complicated situation just ended in 20 minutes.
Yep.
France is a bit struggling when it comes to manpower. Hungary is still 100k above their limit, probably because they lowered all their professionalism they could. And Hanover is still more or less at their manpower limit. You know what really interests me is how Ottomans are recovering from the Ruthenian War. They are still 50 loans in debt, so that's 80,000 ducats. And they are like missing 300,000 manpower. They do not have any professionalism. And Ruthenia has... Yeah, Ruthenia has basic manpower over 1 million, so... Yep. He's still not making that much money though. And his force limit is 700. So that's only a bit more than the Ottoman.
Oh, Vijayanagar is close to dethroning the Ruthenia from the first great power.
Oh, yeah, that's what actually surprised me, that over time Ruthenia was not keeping their advantage in depth that they had. Vijay is making more than twice the money of Ruthenia. And they have 500 manpower, which is, I suppose, decent. Yeah, but they're a bit stronger than Hungary, I think, when it comes to military. And the only place where they can build their buildings is in Africa, which is not that great provinces. So it's not going to give them that much. I think in a few months Bengal is going to attack Yunnan again in China.
Yeah, clean that up.
We have the Fire player. Oh yeah, he's here. The Dutch are still kind of struggling.
Yeah, let's watch that war.
They didn't manage to win the decisive battle versus the Songhai. They do have a bunch of troops in here, just enough to give them like twice the numbers advantage. And I think they're ahead in tech by 3 in Miltech, so that's also very significant. Their leader is... it's not that bad compared to the Songhai one. They're going for a battle. AI is reinforcing, okay.
Close battle.
Yeah, it actually is pretty close. Yeah, but I think the... yeah, the Dutch have it. But with the numbers advantage they had, they really should have won it much more convincingly.
And also the tech advantage.
Yeah. What's the Songhai ideas? Oh, Songhai actually has pretty okay ideas except for espionage. They have offensive and quality because they were played before. Usually AI just picks random ideas, so at this point of the game they're just garbage. Like Jared has defensive, religious, administrative, and going for offensive. Actually, that's not that terrible.
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah, but sometimes they have like 2 from diplomacy and 2 from administrative, so no military ideas.
Yeah. Everybody support the Papal cause.
Yeah, I saw he sent the condottieri to one side in the war, but that was probably just to see. And people are paying him subsidies, like 1/10 of a ducat. And Netherlands and Aitai are actually paying him quite a bit. Maybe he has a deal with... No, Netherlands are just paying him for the fun. And as I heard, the Ottomans are allying with Mughals. And those two together are better in this, that they actually have a much better front versus Ruthenia.
Yes.
It will be difficult to push in the Caucasus, and it should be difficult to push in Greece, assuming Ruthenia doesn't get another quick attack on Bulgaria before Ottomans actually manage to get any defense going.
Yeah, that in the last one it was like Blitzkrieg style.
Yeah, they just walked to Constantinople, took over the crossing, and it was over. I think they maybe should consider getting a few more forts just on the border, just to delay Ruthenia a few more months so they can just get an army ready.
Yep.
Wait, where are the forts? Yeah, actually, right now, Ruthenia can just walk to Constantinople from the border with nothing stopping them. And Constantinople is actually a bad fort because it's on the grasslands.
Yeah, he doesn't have really much defensive terrain.
Yeah, in a way, he can ditch all of Greece because he can just put a fleet on the crossing, and
yeah,
Ruthenia cannot do much with it. Although now they have a few more naval provinces. Oh, a personal union on monarch death, a war between Ottomans and Hungary. That would be interesting. You can get like at least a few ships. Yeah, but Ottomans have 84 light ships, that's way more. And Ottomans have way more sailors. They can fight for the crossing easily with just their naval power.
Yep. They have the naval dominance.
In the east, both sides have very few forts, but Mughals have actually more on the steppes. Yeah, Mughals could just get from the steppes almost to, yeah, like the eastern Ukraine. fairly easily. And it's very nice to fight in the huge front like this, because it requires a lot of micro, and you also want to pay attention to where your troops are actually concentrated in the where I assume they would put most of their attack on Greece or Caucasus.
So, how are the Dutch doing?
Yeah, they're still at war. Last time they did take a fort in Timbuktu.
They are now on to the next.
I think they lost another 1k. Going for another battle in the Jen with the Songhai. Songhai is reinforcing with a lot of troops. They are getting there quite slowly though.
Hey.
Oh yeah, they got instantly defeated.
The Dutch actually won. And
Is it all of the Dutch army? Or are they just getting the... It's most of it. They have a lot of small stacks put here and there.
They could build more.
Yeah, they could recruit like 20k more mercenaries. It's not like they need more cash for anything.
This war has been going on for over 3 years now.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty far from going anywhere because the Songhai is still only at -3 war score. It's very annoying fighting in open spaces like this when there's no fort because AI just runs around and takes provinces. You have to actually like follow them to catch them, and they're going to split their stacks to try doing some sieging. It's not really effective way of fighting, but it's very annoying to finish the war. The French are getting a few rebels. Did they go bankrupt again or something? No. Oh, I guess it's the... At least some of those are lands they took from Brittany. Yeah, so just new rebels.
Yeah, separatists from Catalonia. And he also had particularists during the war and at the end.
Yeah, I remember that.
Typical French things.
Also, a country that didn't get much spotlight is Sweden. They do have 200k army and over 200k manpower. And income about 100 less than Ruthenia. Who are the allies? They allied with Hungary and Great Britain. I wonder if Sweden is going to be the next target in the war of Ruthenia and Prussia.
Possible.
They are a much easier target than Ottomans and Mughals now that they are together.
Yep.
Or maybe they just go for Hungary, honestly. What's annoying for Hungary is because of the Moravia, which is the vassal of Ruthenia. They can just go around the mountain forts.
Oh yeah.
Actually, they could just go around anyways because there's the Zemplin. If they put the fort in Máramaros, then the whole Slovakia would be protected. Oh, the Songhai war is finished. I don't think much was changed.
No, it's actually quite a bit.
What did he take? So, all of Jen and
Probably not worth it, the long war, but hey.
I mean, it's not like the Netherlands are fighting anyone. They're just the World Bank right now, funding everyone else. The Inca player did not return. I'm gonna go check out if there's anything about him in the Discord chat. No, there's nothing about him. Damn, and in Asia most people are just probably going to be eating China, so there's not much going to be happening there. Even though Ayutthaya and Vijay do not have much more space to expand right now. I guess Vijay can expand into Africa, but yeah, the world is at peace.
No wars. Remember when Yeren AI attacked Oirat? Actually took quite...
Yeah, Yeren is super strong for NA. It's definitely the strongest AI that's still around. Over 200 death. They only have 11 decades of income though. Yeah, and that's the usual AI ideas: administrative, trade, religious, and offensive. So I'm not going to be putting up much of a fight. Or maybe Oirat is stronger, but it was a player nation, so it doesn't really count. Yeah, it is stronger, but it doesn't count. Now they're voting for a UN president, because now that the world is peace, you can just keep it this way. There's still a surprising amount of land to be colonized in North America.
And also Siberia.
Yeah, Siberia was
No Russia.
barely touched by anyone. Is Ruthenia actually colonizing into the Siberia? No.
But Malaya is doing it.
Oh yeah, Malaya is going from the Pacific side.
And
And
Taiwan,
no one still conquered the Kamchadals. other
they
than-
are a vessel of Date.
Oh, what? Okay, this is the only presence of data left in Asia. I'm wondering if the problem is just the truces, and once the truce runs out, everyone is going to get back to fighting. But it's only really between Ottomans and Ruthenia. And I guess Hanover has a truce with everyone around him. Except for Prussia, who's allied
Yeah,
with him, so...
maybe Prussia could attack.
Prussia is allied with Hanover right now though, so
Oh,
they
yeah,
cannot.
right.
Basically 5 years truce. Yeah, and Bengal is going at the Yunnan as expected. So let's just take a look at everyone's vision if anyone is just trying to do anything. Oops. Ruthenia did put one ship in Marmara Sea, so they're doing some spying, I suppose.
Scouting ship.
And Ottomans did learn from the previous mistake and are putting most of their army in Greece. I'm not sure if... How did actually the Ruthenians manage to get so quickly? Did they win like a battle or two and then the Ottomans just couldn't cross?
I think the Ottomans set all their troops in Anatolia, and they were also not paid, I think. So we had to wait to get the morale back. And in
Yeah,
that
because
time,
if
Ruthenia
he
just
had
broke
all
through.
his troops like this, then I'm not sure if it would be that easy for Ruthenia to push. It's not really building any forts on the front line. I guess if he plans on pushing, then he doesn't need forts on his own borders, but I'm not really sure if... Or maybe he has a deal with Ruthenia. I wouldn't be surprised. We still don't have the Provence player, right? Nope. What's Tafilat?
In Morocco, OPM.
What? Is Spain is going to invade the... It's a pretty decent province. I think it would like be a huge boost to his death, over 100%. Mughal is actually considering all his forces in India, right on the border of Vijay and Bengal. Bengal doesn't have that many troops in India. Actually, I think most of his army is in Africa. It's 80, 100, 150.
Wow. Delhi on 52 development.
Oh yeah, I think there's you want to have 50 for some kind of objective in the
Age of
an age.
Revolution, I think.
Yeah, it's for the next age.
Yeah.
Bengal is taking Yunnan, so that's where his troops are. I think he has only 80k troops. Apparently so, and that's actually almost his force limit. He's not doing that hot. He's making a lot of money. Does he have any buildings? Oh. Not that many. Japan getting back in the game slowly. There's still time, and I have a firm belief that someone will start a war at some point, even versus an AI. Mughals are raising their maintenance. Maybe that's versus Oirat? Yeah, that's probably versus Oirat. The truce ran out.
Yeah, they don't have a truce anymore. Troops on the border.
Yep. They don't have that much to gain unless... Oh, actually, Japan cut off Mughals because Shanxi is actually Japanese vassal.
But Mughals could snake through Yaren and attack them.
Yeah, but is there anything good in Yaren? Yes, a few decent provinces. Like around 10.
And you would also take some trade away from Japan.
Yeah, that's a good point. All the trade actually goes somewhere to Samarkand.
And there's the war.
And actually, Kriegs is Japan is starting the war versus Yaren at the same time.
Oh.
Should be fairly quick because Yaren is far behind in tech, just like Songhai.
.49 corruption in Yaren.
What? Oh damn. Actually, did France... Oh no, France still has 10 corruption and he's not even really paying it down. It would cost him 42 ducats per month, but 10 corruption is hitting him hard over time.
Yep.
Brittany has 5 still. Where there was some kind of deal between the Mughals and Ottomans about culture. I'm not really sure what's it all about. They are culture converting some provinces though.
Oh wow. Lithuanian culture was erased.
Oh, yeah, it's gone. It's just gone.
No.
Yeah, actually, they changed the Ruthenia changed it to Belarusian as well.
Yeah, and Prussia.
Yes.
Russian.
Just had it accepted from the start. Yeah, because was Ardalan a province of Ottomans the entire time?
I think so, because it's from the state.
Yeah, let me check the history. Yeah, it was annexed 40 years ago. I guess the Mughals did receive something because the truce is still 4 years.
Maybe.
And the war ended a while ago. Yeah, I don't see any territory exchanges. Oh, is it the... yeah, it's the Inca player.
Oh.
That's another thing, the Iceland and Incas are still alive, and actually the US player is here as well, so...
Yep.
Although the Great Britain left and now there's a new one, so perhaps he's not as vengeful as the last one, but it's still rightful British clay.
True. Maybe another war in the New World.
Actually, let me check them out once Incas actually load in. Hype. AI Wars only stream hype.
Hype, hype.
I lag. We see how are the Americans looking. Iceland has his heavy ship actually in the Pacific.
Oh.
Which is far away from where anyone tried to hurt him.
And his
They
light
are-
ships are in the Atlantic.
Yeah, and he's building 29 more heavy ships.
Oh.
So clearly they're planning something. I don't think they have any truces right now. No, they actually have still with Britain and Netherlands for 3 more years. So maybe that's why there's peace, but 3 years is not that much. It's gonna go pretty fast. And Incas now has a force limit of 150, which is, I think it was like 100 before, maybe 120. Building more cannons. And the United States have 45k, which is actually pretty surprising for their size. It's up to their
Yeah,
force
the
limit.
Caribbean has some good provinces.
Yeah, he's still making 14 ducats per month surplus. I think that's what they need. They need to get a bunch more troops, at least at the start.
Yeah.
So they can start taking some of the colonies, taking them out, and then use their naval supremacy to...
And the US is also close to finishing their quantity ideas. So that's an extra 50% land force limit.
Yeah, and innovative as well. Actually, how are the Incas doing? Incas just started the offensive, but they did finish quantity, so that's why their force limit is increased. And they, if they finish offensive quickly, they get another bonus, plus 20%. And right now, actually, oh, it's only Iceland is allied to Malaya as well.
Oh.
And Incas are allied to Taiwan and Brittany. Okay. I like that the western coast of United States is just random because it's like a few provinces of Taiwan, then some Date, then Iceland, then Dutch, then Incas, and Provence as well.
Yeah.
Congo is a player though. Congo 2.0. I think, right? Yeah, it's I want my ACOG. Maybe they could get another player on their side. Brazil is about as strong as the Caribbean, the United States of the Caribbean. Yeah, about 50 force limit. And actually much richer. We're getting a lot. Probably from money from the Daddy Netherlands.
Yeah. Dutch subsidies. They are everywhere.
Yeah. Are they making like over 1,000 ducats now or still not? Almost. They only need 14 more.
Ah.
And they are spending 642 on subsidies. Most of it going to Vijay actually, over 200, then Malaya, almost 100, and then France actually getting 92. Even Ethiopia is getting some of the cash. Ethiopians did actually fight in the Ottoman-Ruthenia War, right? I remember it correctly.
I think so, but there was also another war. Didn't
Yeah, they were fighting
Vijay
versus
attack
Vijay.
Ethiopia?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I think Ethiopia is actually stronger than France. Let me actually compare those two. Ethiopia has a higher force limit. Yeah, actually manpower is much lower for Ethiopia. France is getting a lot of money from Hungary for some reason, over 100 ducats. So Hungary is spending almost half of their income on France right now, subsidizing them. Maybe they want to push the Western Alliance a bit up. A lot of training. Yeah, France is preparing for a war.
Ooh.
And with Hungarian help, they might be able to make something of themselves. Actually, be right back. I'm going to get some more water to drink.
I'm gonna grab some food real quick.
Okay, I'm back. There's some more AI wars. Hungary is going after Naples, taking the rest of the Italian peninsula for themselves. Is there anything worth taking left in here? 11, 5, 5, 6, that's... I guess that's just something. Finishing a Lazio Campania state. I don't think they're actually going to go and bother with the African provinces. Especially since they are all quite bad. And also... oh, Sweden just joined the... Sweden is a junior partner of Hungary. Okay. Meanwhile, Japan finished their war with Yeren, taking a few provinces. They're not that bad, I suppose. And Mughals are going after Oirat. Already taken most of the steps and now going into the Chinese interior. There are a few forts here, but that's... oh. That's one important city right now in the world affairs. It's a few forts, and they actually, some of them are level 4. Oh, like 2.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'm also back.
Yeah, so Sweden is under personal union with Hungary now.
What?
Interesting news. It doesn't really change anything. I think the Hungary is going to release them pretty soon. They were allies.
They were
anyways.
allies before.
Does it take anything to? I think that would be pretty annoying because prestige is one thing, but Hungary won't be able to ally Sweden for a long time. I mean, Hungary could keep it. Yeah, but then Hungary actually wouldn't be able to get there because Prussia could just block them, and Ruthenia probably won't give access to Hungary. Oh, there's a player war. What?
Player war.
Data is involved. Is it a fake one?
Data against Taiwan.
Oh yeah, Data is actually trying to conquer the Taiwanese colonies in America. And there are a lot of like small bits of land here and there being colonized by Taiwan. Data has 40k as well. I think it would be good for the Americans if they like the Iceland, Inca and United States to have Data join their little alliance. Yeah, but with Malaya and Vijay on the side of Taiwan, I'm not sure if Data can defend themselves.
Let's see if they actually
Yeah.
do anything.
Actually, where's the Taiwanese capital? It's in the Philippines. Can I see any movement from Malaya, for example? Yeah, looks like they're moving 50k to Americas. And a fleet big enough to fight anyone in the world.
Yeah, I see it.
I guess Data is trying something though. And he can recruit a lot more troops. So if he actually went all in, took a few loans, got a whole bunch of mercenaries, I think he could contest the Vijay landing. And the problem is he only has defensive. And he doesn't have the independent daimyo as well. So he doesn't get the +10/+10 to morale and combat infantry. Behind in tech as well. I'm pretty sure Malaya is at 19. Malaya is at 20 military technology. Which is a nice bonus to infantry fire and new cannons. Lucky thing for the Data is they actually put their fleet where the Malayan fleet is going to land. They're going to know that something is going on. They will lose their fleet though.
And they have landed.
It's only 50k, so Data in theory could deal with it. They have to actually hurry though, because once it gets to 100 then it's going to get pretty hopeless.
They're moving north.
Yeah, it's going to be a distraction. They actually managed to retreat.
13 left.
Yeah, Data is not really recruiting mercenaries, so I don't think they have that big of a chance. Oh right, I'm back.
Now
Just,
he's recruiting.
Oh yeah, he is. That's nice. That's exactly what he needs to do. And Malaya is actually trying to push. And I think he's not going for more troops. Malaya is recruiting mercenaries though.
He's going straight for the capital.
And there's...
The fort. Mountain fort. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
And Malaya is recruiting now. I need to compare their actual quality. So Data has 100 discipline only, but almost 6 morale, which is way more than Malaya, but Malaya has 15 discipline as well. Data has a plus 10 to infantry combat ability, and that's basically it. That's gonna be the old duel between morale and discipline. But Data will have the numbers advantage if they go right now.
But a lot of their land is going to be occupied.
Yeah, and each
Everything
province
north
that
of
gets
them.
occupied is a province from which Malaya can recruit.
Yep.
Also, if they wait, Malaya set themselves up, Data would have to go into mountains. Also, the Malaya in general is slightly better. Very slightly though.
One shock. And he's going for the fort.
Oh, that's actually nice for Data, but not if they lose their 70k in the fight. VJ actually peaced out. So maybe Data can do this, but they need a decisive win right now. And then they need to pursue. And it's doable. We have similar numbers of artillery. Yeah, and with the +2 from Mountain, the Data should win this.
Yep, seems good.
Yeah, even with reinforcements. Okay, they're pushing them back. And let's see if Malaya is... What surprises me, they're not sending their fleet back to actually bring more troops. And they have 50k left in the Indonesia. And they are not recruiting mercenaries right now. Despite having 12k decades left in bank. It looks like Malaya is not really going to be investing that much in this war.
Yeah.
Which is great news for Data, they might be actually able to win this. What is Taiwan doing in all of this? They have 1k taking provinces in the Alaska.
Yeah. They are also not fully committed.
Yeah.
Or rather, basically, no
I
commitment
mean, it's
from them.
not that much value for them, but I suppose for a naval nation like ports, at least it's something. But what a power move by Data. And they're actually making it work. Now I really want them to join the Pirate Alliance in Americas.
Yeah. The New World Order.
Yeah. I guess Malaya is now going for a more defensive approach.
A lot of mountains on the American West Coast.
Yep. Even just on the coast, there's a lot of mountains. Where's the war goal actually? It's in California, so
California, I think, yes.
nice for the Japanese. They're going to be able to take the Tiki War score. It's not going to be nearly enough to force Taiwan out, though. Wait, what the... Why are there only 2 blue flames? Did Taiwan drop? Be right back, I get to do something. Okay, I'm back. Looks like Malaya moved a bit to the south.
Welcome.
Do we have the Taiwanese player? Yeah, actually he's an AI right now.
He seems like he dropped.
I didn't really see it in the chat log. Oh, maybe a picture? No. Malaya did move to the woods, which is much better for Data to attack. It increased his numbers a bit, but Data still has a few thousand more. I think some lag or something like this. Should be fine. Data is trying to go in.
Oh.
You should try to recruit a general, because he easily should be able to get a much better one than this.
He could also use some more of his.
No, that's a bad roll for Data.
Okay, let's go.
That's actually shouldn't be that bad.
Doesn't look good when cannons in the front line.
Yeah, but looks like the discipline advantage gave Malaya the edge.
Yep.
There's still 5k Data troops that are not doing anything in the south. They really need anything they can get right now. And I think Malaya is sending his fleet back for more troops. Where is it right now? His transports. Oh no, they're just sitting in the islands in the north.
Oh.
With another 50k it should be an easy war.
Oh no. Looming disaster for Data.
Yeah. They still have their mountain fort. But it's only level 2 and Malaya has a lot of cannons, so they will be able to break it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
They still have manpower. Are they actually using any mercenaries? Yeah, 70k, okay. Still they can do more, and they have a plutocratic coup going on for some reason. Yeah, they actually have not really used the estates as much as they could. Malaya is splitting a bit of their army. Yeah, they're trying to go for the cutting off approach, sitting in the mountains and occupying all the rest. That is recruiting a bunch more infantry. Now the scouting Malaya regiment is going to see the Tata army. Looks like maybe Malaya is trying to use his fleet to go around the fort.
Yeah. That is also a lot above his army force limit.
Yeah.
78 from 45.
He still can take like 50 more loans. That's about 2 months per loan, so almost 10 years. And if he wins a few battles, then he can cut down a bit. Oh, he consolidated, so he's now
he
building
just did.
much less. If you can stack wipe this Malayan stack, then that would be great. But they do control all of Alaska, basically.
Yep.
That actually has a surprising amount of forts in fairly decent positions, protecting their capital in the Bay Area.
Indeed.
Tata is going for war taxes. I'm not really sure if that's really that important for them. I think they would much more benefit from getting additional mill tax. War taxes are nice when you
behind.
Yeah.
Mill tax.
Malaya is at 20, so he's actually 2 behind. That might be another reason why he's losing the... Well, he lost the battle actually. It was only one that he lost. Okay, maybe he's going to try again now. Still with the same leader. And Malaya actually increased their army by quite a bunch. Looks like we're in a bit of a stalemate, and Tata is gaining 0.15 war exhaustion per month, and Taiwan is getting 1 100th, so that's much more hurting for Date. Japan is conquering one province minor in China, completely cutting off Mughals from central China. Actually, surprisingly, Mughals didn't take much. They actually are cutting off Ruthenia from going further into Asia. They're not trying to go into China at all. Yeah, now Malaya actually has a numbers advantage over Oda. Date. But they're not going to try to push into mountains. Does that actually have an allies? No.
No.
They do give military access to Hungary, France, Provence, Naples and Morocco though. For some reason.
Good to have, I guess.
So while they're stalemating over there, I'll go check out Europe. Still no forts for the Ottomans. I think they had Silistra in the past. No, they didn't. It was a core of Pinia for a long time. Hanover is recovering nicely. A nice over 300k army and decent income, and only three loans left. I don't think he went bankrupt.
No, he didn't. I looked at that.
Yeah, so it's fairly nice for Hanover. Yeah, they're still just sitting.
Nothing happening. I'm keeping an eye on it.
That is taking some attrition. It's just 0.04, but still, if you could just move a few K of infantry, then it would be completely fine. Just 2 more units.
Oh, he's engaging.
Oh. Yeah, that actually sees that 27k, so I'm not really sure what he's trying to do. Oh.
No. He didn't even wait for Miltech 19.
Yeah, that's not going to work out. It managed to reinforce barely, but yeah, and now Malay will get their chance to actually take the fort.
Oof.
Yeah, it's not working out. And they didn't actually have to wait that long for the Miltech 19. Yeah, they desperately needed to wait a bit more. Japan is
siege phase.
invading in Yunnan, actually. It's going to make the borders look really weird. That it does have the defensive edict done.
Yeah.
And stab hit. Malaya is not really rushing it. They could be going for a wall breach, but I suppose they just think artillery and 2C general is enough. Very likely.
Yeah, and it probably is.
Yep.
That he still hasn't moved to the north. Just started.
Yeah, only now this time. Stops retreating.
Oh, peace.
Oh, looks like Taiwan actually took some land from Date.
Yeah.
I guess he just pieced out with the AI. How much did he actually lose? Oh, that's quite a bit actually. And some of those were gold provinces.
And he's also cut off from his eastern
Yeah.
part.
And he actually has no way to access it. Unless, I guess, British Mexico gives him military access.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
the
he lost that 20 death gold mine.
Ooh, that hurts. That hurts a lot.
He still has one more at least. And let me check his goods produced. Yeah, he has 2 more. I think. But yeah, that was a significant hit. Taiwanese California should be becoming a colonial nation, right? At this point. Yeah, I think so. Maybe he needs to core it first.
Still in Philippines? Yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Yunnan is being taken over by the Japanese. Easy war. Though Yunnan might be able to stack like a small vassal stack.
Yeah.
Easy war.
Easy war.
Easy.
What, did you lose battles or something? Nah, wait, you did lose a battle. Damn, Kradex. I thought Japan is going to be the strongest nation in Asia soon. At least in the Far East.
We don't talk about that battle. Like, I didn't expect him to still have 38k in the mountains. Shake mad.
It's Martin Ford. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I doubt he engaged me again. Although he might right now.
Well, maybe. Well, I could never know.
Still 36,000.
And it's like quite. I didn't expect him to have that much still.
He actually has a much better general than you do.
Yeah, my generals are shit. I'm not gonna spend Diplo points on that.
Diplo points?
Military points. Words
Cool.
are hard.
Radiox, I think your problem might be that you're spending Diplo points on generals. Maybe that's why they suck.
They just wait. This
talking.
isn't a boat. What happened here?
Actually, you could take the general from the Bushi. You only have to give them some land.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting. And next year I can take military points.
Oh,
And
Yunan is going
diet.
on the stack wiping galore.
Oh god.
Yunan
That's
just
whatever. Actually, does he
taking out
agree
all
to
the
my
vessels.
peace yet? No.
Oh, you're going for the parliamentarism? Oh no, wait, you already finished.
No, I can't do anything yet. Alright, well, bye.
Oi! Another stack wipe by Yunan. Taking over all of Shanxi.
Yunan is just clearing house. Stack wipe after stack wipe.
Oh, they're really going to spend a long time going north to Beijing. How are the truces in the west, by the way?
Let's
It's only
take a look.
3 years for Ottomans and Ruthenia. But I'm not really sure a war will start right away.
And 5 years for the Hanoverian War.
Yeah, the problem is the aggressors actually... Well, no, the Ruthenia was the aggressor in the Ottoman war, right?
Yes.
So I guess they could go again, but... Ruthenia is not really aggressive, they just go to war once every 40, 50 years, so... I'm not sure they're going to start a new war this fast. Mughals still keeping all of their army in India, which actually seems pretty surprising to me.
That's just where his capital is, I guess. So he wants to
Yeah.
defend that easily.
But keeping nothing on. I guess versus Ruthenia there's the steppes which he doesn't really care about, and he has alliance with Ottomans, so he's feeling pretty safe there. Actually, Mughals are allied with Bengal. Oh, but Bengal is actually allied to all of his player neighbors. Apparently my stream is getting raided by Dakli and 4 other people. I'm sorry, but there's nothing going on, guys. It's just peace. Everyone has truces. Sorry. It's just Cradiax fighting an AI and actually kind of struggling because he already lost one battle.
Yeah, the 36,000 Yunnan warriors are still on their way.
Yeah.
To northern
So-
China.
While Japanese try to barely take anything in South China, Yunnan is going for the golden prize of Beijing. What is Holo doing? I know he's giving money to French.
He recently won a war against Hanover.
Yeah, there was a...
Got Salzburg out of it.
It's pretty nice. He's spending half his income on France right now. Yeah, but unfortunately it's still not much going on. The break is in 15 minutes. Probably after this they might be a war, hopefully. A few truces are about to run out.
It's the calm before the storm.
Yeah, unfortunately the
Who
calm,
declared
there's
the
much
first
more
war?
calm than storms.
Now there's a war in the chat. Your mother jokes are getting tossed around.
Damn, that's some serious thing going on. Kradiax is insulting his own mother in confusion.
Kradiax has insulted himself in his confusion.
Yeah, but looks like the Yunnan war is going to end pretty soon with him gaining enough war score to just force it out. Despite the brave fighting of the Yunnan warriors taking over the North China, they probably won't be able to prevent the unstoppable advance of Japanese army. I wonder what he's going to take though, because his only connection by land is through Shanxi, the yellow vassal. It's going to be really ugly. Unless there's a connection, no. Not really.
Maybe he steals Belgium as a vessel.
Maybe. Oh, he's okay.
Maybe just giving things to his
Yeah.
vessel.
Let's see what he actually is going to get from this. Okay, only 2 now. Those are mountains, so nice places for a fort.
And Malaya is still pushing westward into Siberia.
Oh, he actually took some good provinces in Sichuan. Chengdu and Zhazhou. 60 death overall. It still looks pretty bad on the player map mode. Kradiax?
Yeah.
Kradiax. And I don't see. He did this thing again with Ningwu connecting to Hohhot. Actually, no, the Datong one was worse. Datong connection to Erin is like the worst connection because it's like this tiny border, and you can
Yeah.
have those 2 provinces connected by it. That's the worst one, but it's still pretty bad. Actually, you could have Ningwu connected to Ordos without Hohhot. That would be the worst. Yeah, people are not even fighting AIs now. It's too much of a bother.
Again, world peace.
I mean, people like Aitai are not even... Well, he is building some manufactories, I suppose. I think the plan for the Western Alliance is to get France to a state of decency, and then they can try and fight. Oh, the subsidy actually stopped. Hungary is no longer paying France.
And Hungary builds some more troops.
Yeah, but I don't think it's only to force limit,
Over
right?
force limit.
Oh,
He's preparing.
yeah, then clearly he's preparing for something. Maybe he's just doing it to bank a little bit more manpower. Because he's not really recruiting mercs. Ottomans are still getting Serbian separatists.
They probably had a lot of unrest because of the war exhaustion from the Ruthenian War.
Oh, it's autonomy decreased. Okay. That makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah, so Ottomans are almost back to full power. They only have one loan left. Close. Actually, they increased their force limit by a lot. They have over 700. Which is very close to Ruthenia's force limit.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Ruthenia gained another 100k maximum manpower though. Oof.
20 million.
Yeah, 500,000 more than Ottomans. Which means that Hungary and Ottomans together have basically the manpower of Ruthenia. It's not at 8,000 recovery and 5,000 war. Yeah, they basically have similar reinforcement rate. So it's not unbeatable, and they do earn a lot more money than Ruthenia, which is not really that rich. It is gaining more, almost 300 now. But that's almost the same as Hungary. Is it actually the one thing Ruthenia doesn't have is they only have 400,000 troops in the field. They're not up to their force limit.
Yeah, they could recruit a lot more.
Yeah, but losing 300,000 manpower at the start of the war is actually a pretty big hit. 1/4 of their manpower all immediately gone.
Yep.
They are recruiting some ships, but it's only light ships.
Just for trade.
Yeah, they're probably not going to try and contest the crossing. They will kick the Ottoman trade from Crimea though. They still have this kind of weird setup where they're taking money from both Kiev and Krakow. Suppose makes sense, but I wonder if it's the most efficient way.
No.
They're also collecting in Novgorod. I guess the most efficient way would be to kill Prussia and just collect in Baltic. But it's his only ally.
Yeah, they are allies since the start. Krediak's at war again.
Probably Oirat now.
Against Oirat. And
Tate is going after the Taiwanese colonial nation. And because it's an AI,
he doesn't enforce peace.
Yeah, it's probably not going to do anything about it. Yeah, I wonder why the California is not forming under Taiwan. Does it has to be cores?
Probably.
I guess we'll
It's
see
not
in
fully caught yet.
Yeah, I guess we'll see in a few months.
Yeah.
So in the long run, Data might actually be able to take over all of this stuff. And he still has all his cores in the south.
I like how Taiwan is now colonizing in America.
Yeah, he was colonizing for a long time.
Provinces now. So maybe we'll see a landlocked Taiwan.
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
Northern
He actually will,
America.
because
You
he
cannot.
cannot invade those two provinces. I mean, that's good for everyone, because there's a lot of free land still left in North America.
Yep.
But maybe not a lot, but still a lot of colonizing to do. I think it's only the colonial nations that do get. The British are no longer colonizing. The French, though, are sending colonies to James Bay in Canada.
Ooh.
Iceland actually managed to finally connect their lands in Colombia. Yeah, so basically the last two places with any colonization left to be done is northern South Africa, which is actually not that many, it's like 10 provinces at most.
Yeah, it's mostly wasteland. Few provinces are left.
And North Africa. Even in Africa there's not much land. And only VJ has access to it, so I guess there's not going to be any colonization there. What's going on? Oh, we lost Ethiopia. And it's also a break anyways. I don't think it's going to be a rehost. Oh, we actually are rehosting. Okay. Alright then. It's probably going to be a break anyways.
Yeah.
They're saying, where are we rehosting? Yeah, it's rehost and break.
What is this? Okay.
And I'm back. Let's see
Welcome
if it
back.
works.
So I have to watch your stream again.
Yeah, I saw you had some trouble with staying in the lobby for some reason.
The game wouldn't properly load.
Oh, yeah. That happens and nobody knows why.
Yeah. And then when you wait all the time, like the half an hour or what it would take, then the game would lag for everyone.
Yeah. I was actually interested to see how they would do it during the dev crash, if on the next patch the hosting actually works, but they start already in game, so it's hard to
We
say.
don't know how long it took to come to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. If they just did the hot join, I don't think there's that many players. There's like 30 or something. It's not that many.
Yeah.
You can hot join with this. Well, once you get to above 80, then it's pretty much impossible to just have people hot join. I didn't watch all of it, but I don't think they had any disconnects or something like this, so they didn't need to rehost.
No, I don't think they did. Yes. I saw the whole what on the Twitch channel.
And Kimi should be loaded in pretty soon. I would lower the U4 just a bit in sound. Okay, we lost Sweden. Sweden is still in the personal union, by the way.
Yep. I saw that.
I mean, if he could integrate them. How much death does Sweden have? It is over 1,000 death. So that would put Hungary actually in the top spot. Sweden is not really that great land when it comes to buildings too. But they do have most of their manufacturers.
All the northern provinces.
Yeah, and actually Russia too. Russia is, like the Russian land, is not really that well built up. I guess it's AI for now. And Japan going to war versus oil right now. Japan is doing a lot of AI wars this session. Basically constantly fighting all the nations left in Asia. And he's clearly taking the most of the, using the empty space the most.
Yeah.
I wonder how looks like the Ottomans at least are drilling, so how much did they manage to increase their professionalism? Oh, it's at 1% right now.
Not that much.
Yeah, no one is above 5%. France is at 5, so that's something. But apparently everyone was at a pretty decent... Oh, looks like Sweden? Yep, it's Sweden. Everyone was at a pretty decent professionalism since they managed to slacken and gain so much. Like Hungary and Hanover before the war.
Date is also at war again. Probably against the Taiwanese California. If that colonial nation is now there.
I wonder what happened to Taiwanese player. Did he just resign or? Oh yeah, California actually showed up, and there's data separatists all over it. Yeah, so that's perfect for data.
Yep.
And they did take all of the Alaska for themselves. Oh, and it looks like the Taiwanese provinces might be just going to Cascadia anyways. Yeah, there's still a lot of provinces in this colonial region, so that might just lead Taiwan to colonization for him.
Would be
and
smart.
Yep. And the Dutch are going for Songhai again. They are bringing less troops than last time. So right now Songhai with his vassals actually has a numbers advantage. Songhai still is a lot behind in tech though.
Yeah. They don't have the institutions. They're not a player anymore.
Yeah, they're missing global trade. Oh, manufacturers should be hitting pretty soon. Yeah, but Songhai looks like it's going for sieging some other provinces. If he went for a battle, he might be able to win this. If his vassals help him. And the truce between Ruthenia and Ottomans is over. Doesn't mean anything is going to happen. And Ottomans didn't build any forts on the Ruthenian border. They're not even maintaining the forts in Caucasus, which is pretty risky.
Maybe they have a deal.
Yeah.
They were allies before.
But it's a new player as well.
Oh, right.
It's even a different one than the previous one.
Right.
It's like the third one. Like it's going fairly well for the Dutch for the time being. Data is leaving the separatists. I'm not even sure if that's necessary because
yeah, he would just get it back either way.
And it's
faster.
It's his core. He's not getting the what's it called? Aggressive expansion, because if the separatists give it back. But I'm not sure it even matters. There are no independent AIs in the area. Oh, the British Mexico is cutting off data from colonizing.
Ooh.
They actually do not have any more. Taiwan is blocking them as well in the north. How long would it take for the data separatists to actually separate? Oh, actually, like quite a long time. And it's province by province, it's not like they would all go at once. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, it's another war versus Iceland. No, it's Iceland starting a war.
Ooh. Icelandic conquest of Velandapur.
They didn't manage to stack wipe any heavies this time. So it's Iceland, Incas, United States, and Malaya versus the Netherlands, France, Great Britain, Hanover, Japan, and their vassals and subjects. Iceland is bringing 61,000 troops this war. They're mostly going after the Caribbean for the time being, looks like. The United States are bringing in 50. They... What?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Burak.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi,
Hi,
Vincent.
war
Hi,
started.
Creepy Kaiser. What are you guys
Hello,
doing?
Burak.
Same
We're
thing we
watching
do every
the
week,
game.
streaming.
Why would you stream this cursed campaign, which is very bad?
Yeah, for the time there was no wars, but finally something started. The United States
I
are
mean-
keeping their army on Cuba for now.
You admitted it, Byzanti. It's so fucking boring that me coming is the highlight of the stream.
Yeah, it was, but then wasn't it like 2 sessions ago?
Bro, I don't think it has improved. But anyway, I don't care, I guess.
And Incas are going for Brazil. And they actually have almost 200,000, and it's not even that much over their force limit.
They are so much stronger than last time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm off. See you guys later.
See ya, Burak.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. The Incas do start the war with almost no manpower, though. So that's a worrying side. They are not using any mercenaries for the time being. So I'm not really sure what the plan was. I guess they are trying to go for Brazil and the Caribbean, and also take the Panama, because they are kind of getting invaded in Mexico. Oh, Subdef
Yeah.
now, no longer in sync again. And he dropped. United States are not doing anything for now.
Yeah, and Iceland is trying to occupy as much as he can. Also the islands.
They,
in the
they do not have a general right now. The Incas are doing a nice job. They have way more cannons than they actually need in their army. They have 81 cannons, and they only need 32 for one battle. So they have over twice as many as they would need for.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the best investment of their money, but they are still in the positive for now, so I guess it's fine. The problem is, though, in an actual battle, artillery over the combat with is not actually a negative for you in fighting. Oh, there's Nepal. Finally. Because artillery goes into the front line and they receive higher damage there, so they cause even more morale damage to your army.
Yeah.
While not even
And they also
performing that
cost
well.
more. Nepal is also at war. Player war. Did he join?
Oh, what? The Netherlands. Oh, they're going after the Dutch China to lower the.
Yeah, that's the right moment.
How is
the
the-
Dutch in war with the Songhai?
Can you check how is the sound in the stream for a second?
Yeah.
I'm thinking the music is a bit too loud.
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Because actually in the stream it's a bit lower than what I hear. Oh, the Brazilian troops are pretty decent.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. They did win one battle, but there's more Incas coming. And for some reason it looks like this time they are doing much better, even with reinforcements coming. There's no more Brazil troops, that's all they have.
Yeah.
So in the end, a pretty nice victory for the Incas, but they do have 0 manpower now. They're pretty deep in the negatives. Brazil can still reinforce the army and have something. It is their last force though. So Incas made a nice push for South America, but I'm not really sure what their plans are when it comes to Mexico. Especially since the Europeans will be coming eventually. Well,
France is not doing anything. Hanover's not
is Great Britain doing anything? No, all of the British troops are in Europe. All their fleet is in Europe as well. Maybe this Great Britain decided to let the Netherlands fight this war themselves. They do have their colonial nations fighting a bit. United States are trying to catch some AI stacks. And they will. They do have a pretty bad general. Let's see how crack the American troops are. They are better than the colonials, but they are losing for the time being. Oh no, okay, that was a nice roll. Yeah, that was actually kinda close. Not that great. Iceland is still keeping the 7k, used to occupy Bahamas. Not going for the what are those called? Windward Islands? Basically the Antilles.
Yeah.
Oh, this stack is sitting on ships, not doing anything. What is exactly the war goal? What? The war goal is in Africa.
Oh.
How did they even get the war goal on it?
Do they have the island? No.
They have a claim? No, it's Provence. How did they get a claim on?
How the...
What? Did they like buy a province of someone for? No, it's been provincial for 100 years.
Maybe through an event?
I guess maybe, but that's really weird.
Yeah.
Iceland actually has some problems with rebels. And not the transports are getting kind of defeated by the colonial navy. It looks like Nepal is not going to have any problems taking back the Canton from Europeans.
And he also occupied Taiwan.
Oh yeah. Another thing is, what is Malaya doing in all of this? Oh, they're actually fighting Japan, and Japan is very happy to actually invade them. They probably wanted to take Taiwan for themselves, but looks like Nepal was faster. Malayan troops are landing in America.
They don't see much.
They also took a lot of islands from the Netherlands only. They actually are not invading the British Islands. So it looks like there's some kind of deal between the British and the Americans, Asians. Is Nepal at war with Japan as well? No. They're only at war with the Europeans. So doesn't it mean that Japan broke the alliance with... Yes, they broke the alliance with the Netherlands. They didn't want to fight Nepal, which they would probably lose, honestly. I wonder if they're going to peace out Great Britain. Oh, another battle in Brazil. Yeah, it looks like the Dutch are better at picking their battles, but there are just too many troops for the Incas. And at least they always have a lot of cannons with them, the way they're fighting.
Full back row.
Yeah, all the forts are not taken, so all that is left is just occupying the provinces. Brazil is recruiting. The Incas should be just pushing more. There's just a lot of 1k stacks that they could be wiping. Okay, finally. And Americans are trying to retake the Central America. Looks like the big question is if and when the Europeans are actually going to go in and fight.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, for the time being it doesn't look like it. The Dutch fleet is going from Europe. There are no troops aboard and they're going to the Caribbean. Well, the Panama. They're not trying to engage the Icelandic fleet in Africa. There are Nepalese troops in Africa, actually. I like these colonial wars because they are very like all over the world.
Yeah.
Everyone is fighting with everyone. Is it? Yeah, it's Sweden again. We got fighting on every continent except for Europe right now. And I guess Australia. And Ethiopia is joining. Nice.
Oh.
So this time at least, once Incas manage to occupy the South America, they're going to be able to reinforce their allies in
They did
the
a lot
north.
better than last time.
Yeah. Actually, why isn't there a connection? Who is occupying those few provinces in Central America? I don't think that's... Maybe it's Taiwan. I'm going to check this.
Was it Provence?
Yeah, that's also possible. Looks like that they retook all their lands and they are starting to look pretty nice, at least on the map. I'm not sure how they're looking in the actual game. And I think they really needed to join the Americans.
Yeah.
It would be in a kind of difficult spot, but another 50k to fight with the colonial nations would be very helpful. And they could get a lot from this.
Definitely. It would also be another front for the Europeans.
Yeah, I'm
the
not...
colonial overlords.
Okay, looks like we should be landing in pretty soon. Dutch are actually at making a negative.
Oh.
What? Iceland was kicked. That means we're probably going to pause because that's a war leader in a player war. Yep. Oh, he's immediately hot joining. Looks like something went wrong for him. But he's
He pressed exit.
okay. So looks like there was something going on. The game sometimes thinks you stay in game even when you leave, and it can actually cause the whole game to destabilize. Oh no, the data didn't conquer everything. There's still some Taiwanese lands left, but the rebels should be returning some of it to them. And yeah, this looks like it's Taiwan and Provence in Central America.
Yep, both of them.
And the provincial land is actually more important because it's cutting them, cutting the Americas in half. To check if the Provence is actually an AI right now, so they should be giving military access to everyone. I don't think the player showed up today. Of Imp. For an American, he's not really loading that fast. Yeah, but this one, this war looks much better than the previous one. The previous one, they did win a very nice naval victory because of the sudden start, but yeah, on land they actually struggled a lot. And this time they're actually focused on land a bit more. Except for the really weird war goal. I don't think it's that great for them. Actually, they just pick an island in the Caribbean instead of something in Africa.
Would be close at home.
Yeah, they could actually then try to use their fleet in fighting somewhere in Americas. But right now they even separate them in their fleet into two. Or they just do not keep any fleet at all in Africa. Where's the main? Looks like their lightships fleet is going to be sinking in 2 months. 92 ships just going.
No, Iceland.
And actually their main fleet is in Iceland. And those guys are sitting as well. Okay, they're finally getting moved. He's hunting 100 ships with his 12. And it looks like he's going to be losing 92 ships. Oh, I think it's too late.
Come on.
Oh, maybe just by a single day. Nope. Oh, actually, they didn't die, but they're joining a battle with like 3% of health. The Dutch have 43 heavies versus 4 heavies.
Are there troops in those transports?
I don't think so. Last time I checked, I don't think they put them in. Iceland is blocking them with just the lightship, but they need their heavies to actually win the battle, because they need some punch. And a lot of the Icelandic ships are very weak. 5%, 0%. The Icelandic heavies though are really fighting. Oh, they're actually at 0 morale, all of them. So that was a kind of a weird naval battle. Oh, the Netherlands actually gathered a strong force of 40,000 with additional 50 or even more, 60,000 of colonial troops. They do have numbers advantage over the Americans, except for the Malaya 50k.
They're engaging the. Oh no. They got away.
Incas basically finished their conquest of Brazil. Some Mayan zealots dying. There been some Malay religion. Oh yeah, 2 provinces left in Iceland at least. Oh, the Dutch and Icelandic people are brothers in faith, actually. Both are reformed. Yeah, so that's some strange naval maneuvers by Iceland. Where's their main fleet? Is it still in actual Iceland? No, here are their pirates. We have 37 heavies in Venezuela. Oh, they still might be losing. Oh, they're losing so many heavies. Just to attrition. Oh, that's not great.
And he doesn't have any more sailors.
Yes. Usually is like almost 5,000 sailors in that. With 37, it's not terrible. Actually, like more like 40. But it might be difficult to take the war goal like this if he continues to lose ships left and right. Okay, the Dutch pushed them off the Nicaragua and they're going for to actually engage.
Oh.
The Americans are withdrawing somewhere.
The Malayans are there.
Yeah, but the AIs are far behind. They're not really joining the battle. The Dutch are getting -2. And unlike Songhai, Malaya is actually even ahead in tech.
Damn, they're destroying them.
Yeah. Iceland did what? They got stack wiped? I think something bugged out because like Iceland showed up in the province and they didn't join the fight, and then like the Dutch suddenly appear in the province again and they just died. Something weird happened. Oh yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. White peace from Great Britain. Okay, now we're talking. Unless the French and Germans actually show up, and doesn't look like they will. There are no transports for the Netherlands in Europe. Yeah, that's a good point. The Pope can now declare on the Netherlands. There is still 40k of Dutch troops in there. Actually, Nepal is in this war as well. Is it a separate one?
Yeah, that's the war for the Chinese provinces.
Yeah, they're just together. They're actually bringing some troops to Africa. Looks like the Dutch colonial empire is going to be no more. At least somewhat weakened. Yeah, now the Americans are pushing back to Central America. Taking Mexico might be somewhat difficult though. And the Dutch have some pretty nice forts in there. Wait, the New Providence actually still exists as a one province minor in Aztec land.
Never noticed that.
And they actually only have one modern fort, and it's at the very end of Mexico. Well, maybe not, but like behind all the other forts.
Yeah.
Not ideal. But the Dutch do have the power of money. They are losing. Oh, they actually their income is lower by about 400 ducats. Okay, they're at their mercenary limit. They're gathering all the troops they possibly can in Mexico. Actually, still have quite a lot of manpower. They're above their maximum. They're also basically only using mercenaries, including mercenary cannons in Mexico.
Mercenary cannons cost a lot.
Yeah, they have like each mercenary cannon costs almost 2 ducats per month.
Yeah.
They can afford it though.
For sure.
They can take 300 free loans, and they don't have one yet. So, yeah, that's not a big deal.
Yeah. Basically endless money.
I think they should take their actual army from Africa ASAP, because they're not going to be fighting long versus Nepal troops.
Yeah.
Once they fight them, they're just going to die. Yeah, Brazil is taken.
The Dutch Empire is falling apart.
Yep.
Invasions on every
Malaya
side.
invaded South Africa.
Ooh.
They're trying to get Pope to actually fight the Dutch. Okay, Nepal now sees the Dutch troops. Unless he doesn't see all of Africa, which is a possibility. No, but he does. Oh, no, actually he doesn't see the army. It's in the one province that Nepal doesn't actually see.
Oh.
I think he just thinks it's empty provinces. He doesn't know about the army in there. Might walk just a single K. Oh yeah, the Ayutthaya are occupying the papal course. Here. Again, I want to see what happens when the Nepalese walk into the Dutch army. No, this one is lagging behind. Yeah, they're still there. I think the... What? Someone dropped? No. I think someone is just lagging, maybe. I don't think there's any unconditional. Okay, the Pope declared on the Netherlands. And the Americans are getting to the border of Mexico.
They have pushed them back. Should be easy for them to take Mexico, only 40,000 Dutch.
Okay. That's. I hope the Nepalese would get some army stuck with, but I guess they're just going with an actual army. Even with their naval advantage, they could try and invade the Dutch land proper. Yeah, just getting destroyed instantly.
Yeah. Like wipe.
Yeah, so nice victory for the Americans. The United States are sitting on their islands, they're not even participating in the war in Mexico. I think Japan peaced out. Yeah, and I guess it was a white peace or maybe just some money or something, because it doesn't look like there were any land exchanges. Georgian was released from Oirat. Was it like rebels? Because if Japan released Georgian, then they should both have a truce, right? I think.
It should, yes.
I guess it was just rebels.
Yeah.
But then, would he get truce? I'm not sure. The Dutch have actually more cannons than infantry in Mexico. And still keeping the 30 in the Netherlands proper. Papal separatists in Dutch Africa. Yep. Pope is invading the Netherlands. He only has 9k and I don't think he can afford much more. Yeah, that's his force limit. And he's fighting against over 500,000 men, because France and Hanover actually joined in. Yeah, but still no movement from the Germans and French. Also the Dutch fleet is... Where is their transport fleet? It's sitting in Louisiana. They could recruit like 30 more K of... Yeah, okay. They had more cannons than infantry, so... Oh, they're actually getting in a very unfortunate direction for themselves.
Yeah.
And the Icelandic fleet is lurking around, so they're not going to be able to do a hot pickup. It looks like Nepal by accident killed the Papal separatists. Oh, the Moroccan miner is actually colonizing.
Yes.
Incas are actually not helping. They're actually not that needed, and any rebels in the south would be very annoying. They did lose a lot of manpower in this war. Now, how much can the Icelandic even take in this war? Yes, let's say they want the Colombia back. Oh. And how much of Brazil? Yeah, they could take quite a bit, honestly.
Yeah. Potentially a lot.
Yeah, if they went to 100%, the war score costs in Americas is very low.
Yeah.
But they would need to 100% the Dutch, or at least like force them to unconditional surrender. Oh, they actually managed to run away somehow from Yucatan.
Yeah.
Now they're recruiting a bit more troops. Running away between the armies of Americans. They're still on forced march, so that means they're not really regaining any manpower, I mean morale. But I guess that's what they have to do. Oh, they're going for a small stack. And they actually might be able to kill it, unless... Yeah, but this might be slowing them down.
They hold really long.
Oh,
Nice,
they made it.
Oh.
And now there's more mercenaries coming. They still actually could be recruiting out more. They have full manpower. Yeah, they could be getting better cannons. Oh,
And the fort fell.
they should have pushed the Icelandic troops. If they pushed, they would be able to get the Dutch.
Yeah.
But they decided to stop. Okay, looks like things are going very nicely for the Americans and very badly for the Dutch, who are getting occupied everywhere. And they didn't even manage to contest Africa. That's their problem. They can afford to get a lot of mercenaries, but they can't actually get a lot of them. So that means if they get attacked everywhere, they cannot respond at all in some places. Not to mention their army is not really that great.
At least he has a strong army now again in Mexico.
Yeah, 60k. That's still a lot less than the Americans have. And they don't have their colonies as well, they all died. Oh, looks like there's a peace deal with Nepal. Nepal took the Canton and gave back Taiwan to Taiwan.
Ooh. Wow.
And that's basically it from what can I see. And now it's up to Papal States to try and retake their lands. Oh, they pieced out as well. Looks like a white piece. Yep. Actually, that doesn't change much because I guess the Dutch are going to be making a much more money once the tick goes. Not really. I guess there's still devastation everywhere. Yep, all of Africa is devastated. Brazil as well. Central America in some places has almost 50%. That's actually not even close to the worst this campaign has seen. North Africa is still just wrecked.
It's just burning.
Almost 100 in Susa. Oh yeah, the Papal States are very interesting. It's all the holdings the Pope has. Even just started a war versus the Dutch, but got kinda scared and white pieced. Looks like the Dutch are trying to engage Iceland, and they're going to stack away a few troops.
Yeah.
They are getting something.
Where are the Malayans?
Yeah, they're under the Iceland.
Ah, yeah, right.
Yeah, Iceland is took quite a few losses in the game, mostly from Hanover going to Americas and fighting the Dutch and British wars for them. But they're hanging on, and it looks like their golden age is only about to start. I'm not sure why they're retreating. They still have 10k more than the Dutch. And Americans could just move their troops in. They're still in this war. And they have 44k. So they could easily push the Dutch out of Mexico. So Ethiopia is invading Songhai. Which is the only other war that's going on right now. Right now, Incas and the Americans are not doing anything, and Iceland and Malaya are not like having it that easy in Mexico.
Yeah, the only thing.
Oh no, there's actually a Inca stack coming. Oh yeah, so they're fine.
Nice. So it's basically now just Mexico where the fighting is at.
Yep. Malaya could be sending some troops, like they did to all the islands. But I guess they do not want to bother. Where are the forts again? There's one in Mexico, only level 2. And they took the one from Iceland before. It's a mountain one, so pretty nice. One in jungle. Yeah, Hanover and France are in this war as well.
Yeah, but they don't do anything.
Yeah, they're not participating. It's actually kind of funny that France and Hanover that were just fighting are joining now together to help the Dutch. Silver 14, you were a player this campaign? What is your nick on Discord? Oh yeah, it's Milan. Nice.
I remember him.
Yeah, you already told me once, but I didn't remember your Twitch name. It's the confusing part. Some people have a different nick on Twitch, different on Discord, and different on Europe Universalis proper. Yeah, so basically not really much change in Europe from the time when I guess Hungary took over the rest of Italy. There was a war between Britain and France though, that was a pretty wild one, but Brittany won once, but then France won another one. Oh yeah, it's actually the third Ottoman player since you were playing. The previous one was played by a guy who was just a sub, I think, and now there's a new perm. Oh, looks like the Dutch lost the battle, as probably should be expected, with the crushing numbers advantage for the Americans. There was also a interesting war between Ruthenia and Ottomans. Ottomans lost the Crimea. I'm not really sure why the Ottoman player left, honestly. But you know, there was some drama, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know the details, because I don't really get into this stuff. Yeah, it looks like the Dutch are kind of running out of options.
How much war score do they have?
Iceland has 43, so that's maybe after they take all of Mexico, that's going to be enough to stab hit, but I think they want to go for 100%. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to land in the Netherlands. But then I guess the Germans and French will have a very easy way to prevent
Are
it.
the French transporting? They have the troops at the...
Oh yeah, the French are going... Okay, looks like this war is not going to be over quite yet. And... Oh, there's a Ruthenian Oh, the Ruthenians are going for Scandinavia.
Ooh.
So what's... It's Ruthenia and Prussia versus Scandinavia, Hungary and Great Britain. So I guess it's good that Great Britain is not at war with the Americans. Yeah, and Prussia and Ruthenia are going straight for the forts with giant stacks. Yeah, those stacks could be fighting the war themselves. They're actually kind of moving their armies kind of strangely. It looks like they didn't prepare, really. They're just kind of running around. They did just start this war. Ruthenia and Prussia together have more troops than the entire British Empire with Hungary and Scandinavia. That's so many colonial nations that are not even enough to push them over. It's not even 100k from the colonies. Oh, I think Hungary is just going to peace out. Hungary is leaving Scandinavia to die. Oh man, so unfortunate. Yeah. Did they even raise their maintenance? Yeah, at least they raised their maintenance, but they're not even trying to contest the Ruthenians. And I don't think they really tried. No, they have 100 mercenaries.
Ruthenia is already through the first fort line.
Yeah, I don't think there's many more actually. Well, if they cannot get the naval supremacy, then they will have to go through the north, which will be very annoying. Yeah, Ruthenia is just... Man, they have so many troops because they have so much military depth. They have over 1,000 manpower development. They are not that rich compared to a lot of nations. There are a lot of nations that are richer than Ruthenia. Oh, looks like because the Hungary showed a single stack on the border with Ruthenia, Ruthenia got scared and just is moving a great army towards them. And looks like Ruthenia... Okay, Ruthenia just put the stack. I wonder if they somehow end up actually going to war because of like a confusion and both sides being afraid of fighting. Oh, Scandinavia is getting caught by... It's not their fighting stack. Oof! They have such low morale.
Wow.
But they actually managed to reinforce a bit. Barely in time. Yeah, but they still don't have a cannon back row. Okay, now it's kind of clarifying.
But they're still getting destroyed.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. It is... Okay, Scandinavia is no longer the under personal union with Hungary. Looks like Hungary even lowered their maintenance for some time and only now are increasing it. Meanwhile, in Mexico, yeah, it looks like the Dutch are being pushed to their last limits. They have only a few provinces left, and they're last fort is getting sieged. They're losing their last port, so they're not going to be able to evacuate.
Did the French now
Yeah, I'm going.
transfer troops?
The French, I've moved their army for sure. Let's see
One
where they
army is
are.
missing, yes.
64,000, and they are in Louisiana, so they're going to attack from the north.
Ah.
And that's a lot of French troops, and French troops are actually pretty decent, unlike all of the others.
Yep.
Combined with the still 50k of the Dutch, they should be able to push them back, at least until more Incas and Americans come.
Hello, Crediax.
Hello.
Hi, KDX.
Show me. Oh wait, Hungary's not doing anything. This is so sad.
Yeah, that's. And they almost got each other to fight because Hungary sent a scouting stack to the border, and Ruthenia saw it, so they moved like 500,000 men on the border.
Casually.
Yeah, but Ruthenia is still not merking up, so looks like they're just leaving Scandinavia today.
I mean, he doesn't need to. Russia can kill Scandinavia on its own. This is sad.
Probably they could, but still.
Oh, what's that Leroy stack? That's more than one combat with.
Which one?
Hanno
Leroy
to
stack?
the left a bit.
Oh yeah,
On the border with Netherlands.
Yeah, they're going to America probably.
Are they actually?
Yeah, the French are already in Americas.
Mad lads.
Yeah, there's like the Dutch are left to their last provinces in Mexico, so they desperately need any help they can get.
Mad lads. Well,
Oh, that they managed to
I wish them all luck.
retake a lot of their lands. Taiwan a player now or not? No, it's still not a player.
No.
The French troops are kind of sitting hidden still. I guess they don't want to show. And the 140 is still standing.
He probably wants to ambush an army.
Yeah. I'm still kind of surprised that the Americans are, the United States are not doing anything in this war. Yeah, Ruthenia is just taking over.
Yeah.
These are level 2 forts, so they're falling extra fast. Don't get why Hungary just kind of sits, because if Ruthenia decided to mark up, they could repeat what they did last time, which is take over all the Hungary proper before they can react.
Yep.
They're in,
Ruthenia only grows stronger.
And
Hungary
they
grows
didn't peace out yet. Like, are they waiting for a year to not lose any prestige? Yeah, basically all of Russia and Finland is occupied. Ottomans and Mughals are not doing anything about this. I don't think. Oh, Mughals, Ottomans actually got a fort in Wallachia, which is, I think, exactly what they needed. But they are not even keeping them on high maintenance. And they can intervene in this war. But on the Ruthenian side, actually. Yeah, I don't think the British are doing anything to help Scandinavia as well. Nope. They are getting subs from Great Britain, which is something I suppose, but they just do not have enough troops.
It won't help, yes.
Oh, they're trying to go versus the stack that's going for Denmark. Maybe they push them back, but the problem is not only quantity but quality. And they took the fort in Laponia, which means they actually have no other forts up all the way to Stockholm.
Yep. Stockholm is gonna fall.
Oh, looks like the Dutch are joining the French stack. Let me see, are the Hanoverians on their way already? Yeah, they're about halfway there. I think they're waiting for Hanoverians to come in, and with their combined arms, they're going to push the Americans out of Mexico again.
For sure.
Which they should be able to do right now, but once they all combine again, the Americans and Incas. Okay, wait, it's... Imp is Hotgenic as well? I guess he hit desync or something. Hanover is building some star forts. I wonder if it's just upgrading.
Yeah. So
I wonder if Ruthenia just maybe should just go and invade Hungary, because why not? Like, I think they could be able to
do it, yes. Maybe they have some deal.
Like even after taking, but I guess after taking Scandinavia, then they can just unconditionally prevent taking over Hungary.
Yeah.
But maybe they could try like snipe a few border forts on Balkans and just take them once Scandinavia unconditionals. Very thinking that Hungary is putting themselves in a dangerous position like this, not at all preparing for fight.
Yeah, he's not gonna fight Ruthenia.
I'm going to check if it's been a year already, because if so, then that means that they're not getting white peace just right now. But where are the star forts? Oh, it reset. Oh, looks like they're actually building new forts, the Germans. And yeah, the war is already going over a year. Only 2 battles. Both lost. No, it's the Hungarian Golden Era for 30 more years. Japan is at war with Yeren again.
Yeah.
So Scandinavia did manage to gather quite a lot of troops, but I think their quality is a bit
a lot worse.
Yeah, the quality is a bit too low. 500,000 man. I mean, that's a lot. That's actually very significant, but they're not able to engage, start the battle in a way that allows them to fight it till the end. Well, maybe if they actually properly engage with their full cannon stack. Let's see if they're able to do this. Actually limiting their recruitment a lot. And they still have 100k manpower, so that's not that bad either. Here are their cannons. Their cannons are away from their... Okay, now their cannons are coming, but they're going to be 5 days of the battle already ongoing. And they have a worse general. Yeah, that's to be expected. They did manage to reinforce in the end, but it's still not enough. And they are not reinforced anymore. Okay, unconditional. And that's it. Yeah, even if they manage to continue this battle somehow, it would be actually very difficult, because they are losing their morale so fast compared to Ruthenians. They would be just like slaughtered. They would lose half their army in one battle. And there's a lot of Prussians and Ruthenians that could easily reinforce. And that's it.
There was no possible way that Scandinavia could survive that war.
Yeah, not on their own.
Yeah.
It looks like the Americans are kind of retreating towards more the interior. They still didn't grab that one fort on the mountains. Where are the German soldiers? Oh yeah, they're actually already walking. Oh, actually, Prussia didn't take that much. Oh, because Ruthenia took a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they took quite a bit, and Novgorod as well, I think. Yep.
So Ruthenia took a lot from the Russian provinces.
Yeah.
Prussia took one Estonian and northern Germany.
Yeah, they took like Schleswig.
Schleswig-Holstein.
Actually, both. Oh! Let's see if it's actually preparing for a war or just retreating up to manpower. Yeah, I think it's just recruiting up to force limit. No mercenaries. Oh, and a manufacturer spawned in India actually.
Oh.
And most of the world is already getting it, so we'll be everywhere pretty soon. They are raising their maintenance though, the Ottomans. And they're not getting any rebels, I don't think. So many troops. Yeah, I don't see any rebels coming. And they drilled themselves a very nice general, the Ottomans.
6-5.
Oh, we lost Ethiopia again, I think.
He's having some problems today.
Yep. Yeah, he always has problems in that he always has to hot join, not start.
Yeah, right. He's that guy.
It's pretty strange. Okay, so I really want to see what the Ottomans are going for here. Would they raise their maintenance and what? They're not merking up still. I guess I'll see in a while. Oh, finally the Western Alliance is coming in.
Oh.
Let's see if there was actually any battle between them. Yeah, looks like the French already defeated a Malayan stack. And that's basically it when it comes to battles.
How long
Where's...
has the war been going on?
It's been almost 10 years.
Wow.
The United States are still not moving their troops onto the continent, and that would be very useful right now. They have 50k here. Oh, the Iceland troops might be getting caught by French.
Oh.
Iceland actually has the same morale as the French somehow, which is pretty nice. Golden era and some events. Yeah, Iceland is a pretty nice army. Okay, so have... I guess they're just doing it for the rebels? But raising their maintenance for like a year ahead, that's kind of weird. Because they have all of their army in India. Except for what they're using to actually take the rest of Ograt.
And Malaya is still colonizing.
Yep.
Siberia.
Looks like it's the only one because Taiwan cannot access any more provinces. Nothing that's great. I guess 4 is pretty okay. I guess the Dutch are preparing another army of their own center. Oh, the French are really going after the Icelandic and Malayan troops. There are Incas pretty close. And the Incas could bring like almost 100k more to the north. meanwhile Germany and the Dutch are retaking the Mexico. Nepal is invading Yunnan again. Is it the final time? Still no, they're going to survive. And they will probably take the gold mine, unless it's reserved by Japan in a deal. Dropped someone? Yep, Subdev dropped again, which is the Scandinavian guy. Guess some troubles today. Looks like the Iceland is going straight for the French.
Brave Icelandic warriors.
Why are we post? Oh, because I guess Brazil dropped as well. And he's kind of in a player war. He is fully occupied though. Is there anything like any way he contributes actually to the war?
Does he have troops?
No, he has no troops and no fleet. What? End of session?
Oh, really?
We're ending 20 minutes early again? What? Okay, I guess if mod says end of session, then I guess it's the end.
Yep.
Yeah, very well. Server lost. So we didn't get to see a great war in Europe, unfortunately, because
Only the rape of Scandinavia.
yeah,
And the endless Dutch war.
right, actually, you showed up exactly for the session end. Iceland, well, I wouldn't be so sure that Iceland will be losing this war now. I think they still might have a pretty nice chance. As long as the Europeans don't bring any more troops into, or at least Iceland tries to snipe the transports, which is a real possibility as well. The Incas still have like 150k on their own, and the United States also have 50k on Cuba. They only need to actually bring them to Mexico.
They definitely still have a chance.
Yeah, it's. I think it looks even better than the last time when they peace out because of AI.
Yeah.
I think they have still a pretty nice chance. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. I guess I'm going to be here next week anyways. We'll see if this campaign even lasts, because looks like a lot of people do not really enjoy this campaign anymore because of the fact there's not much happening, and they are playing, so maybe they should change this, but whatever. So I see you all next week, I suppose.
Goodbye, stream.
Goodbye. Where's the... let's make a save just in case. Oh no. Did it crash while exiting? I guess I'm going to deal with it on my own. See ya guys next week.
Guilty.